What's going on, everyone? So yeah, I've been waiting to do this video. I was seeing if some more stuff's going to pop up, and I recently just got some information from the Jason Dunk on Judd's guy. Apparently, the layoffs will pop up Wednesday, according to what he said. We're going to get way more answers then. But this video is different, though. This is about Laura, one of the founding members of the Xbox. I have to do this video. If you can't handle the truth, then there's no reason of staying here. This is not going to be a video of me sitting here trying to dump on Microsoft. No, I'm just going to respond to what she's saying. I respect what she said. I mean, if a founding member came out and said something, obviously it's like a founding member of a party. You know what I mean? It's like, these are the principles that we built at the beginning. You're not doing this. Look how corrupt it is now. You know what I mean? I get it. It's dying off. I know what she means from that point of view. And then I understand the new point of view and why people are with that. They're not wrong because they want to do that. We just need to understand how things work here. So let's get into this. This gets interesting, right? Because these are the highlights. I think Xbox hardware is dead. Well, if we talk about Series X, yeah, obviously. I mean, they just literally pulled the whole team out of Europe, planning further layoffs in the Xbox division. We know about that, right? We're going to get answers to that, but this is not about focusing on that. But this is about the European restructuring effort, where they're not selling anything in Europe. Like, you need to understand, the Xbox market in Europe is literally in the grave. It doesn't sell. You know what I mean? So let's see if we could find like a chart just to give you an idea. And I don't really even think you guys need it. I think you kind of get the point, right? Like, when these cells right here pop up, Microsoft is literally moving nothing in Europe, and most of their cells are over in North America, with a little niche right here over in May, right? Because VG charts reports sold through; they don't report shipped. So when sales actually happen, they try to estimate that, and then when Matt Piscatella gets his results along with the other people, he get the real results from them, and then they add in a number after that, sold through, not shipped. But you know what? I mean, we could just give you an example here. For the whole month in Europe, they sold 44K in April. You know what I mean? That's the entire month. The entire month of March, they sold 59. We're just moving back a little bit, 48K. Look at what Sony's doing in Europe. I'm saying the difference here. So their market in Europe, it's barely enough to move things off. And they're just not seeing the results they want. It used to be way better than this. You shouldn't be having to switch one out selling you in Europe. Like, it's an old console, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like what she was talking about, just like in general. And then they're pulling those people out of the market. Consolidation in Europe, impact on smaller markets, potential for studio closures, part of a larger trend focused on next gen, but probably moving to a PC aspect. So they're removing some of those people. So it's like, why aren't they staying if you plan on doing the same thing like manufacturing for the Series X, right? So it gives people the idea like that. So I understand that. Laura Farr, one of Xbox's original founding members. I don't love watching all the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away. Well, your team was the gaming team. Satya and them were in. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He does not like consoles. I've been telling people this, so that's why that's happening. And then Dustin came in and said, I've been saying for 10 months that the Xbox will likely shift its strategy. Mm-hmm. Laura Fryer is right. This is probably the end of proprietary hardware. On that, we agree. Mm-hmm. Time will tell if that's a good thing or not, but for now, it seems like everyone wins. And there's nothing wrong with that post. There's nothing wrong with thinking like that. Now, we're ready to get into this so we could see what she really said, because I gave you guys some earlier takes on things. And like I said, it doesn't make any sense to have Steam running where you need the Xbox app. And you're going to put that on a traditional console. That's not going to happen. It needs to have the same OS as this.
If you watch the latest Xbox showcase, you can see that Xbox has finally landed on a strategy, a plan for the future of Xbox.
Okay.
It's the Xbox Anywhere plan. They're betting the entire business on Game Pass and leaving the hardware innovation to their partners at Asus. This wasn't surprising. Hardware is expensive to make. It's much easier to slap an Xbox sticker on an existing piece of hardware and call it a day.
Props for being real about that. You know, like we like to keep it real. It's exactly what they're doing. Because Satya does not want to do hardware. I've been trying to tell people. It just literally makes him look bad. The guy has pride. He's a lion. You know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking, and saying, just look into things. He has a lot of pride, and he's winning and made Microsoft a lot better as far as like business, right? And when he looks at the Xbox branch, you guys need to go back and hear what he said. I see that as poor. That's not Microsoft to me. I want that to be Microsoft. That's what he said. This was years ago. So yeah, I don't like the Xbox. Or I don't like what it. This doesn't represent the Microsoft that I'm building up. He literally said that. So he does not like being made to look poor, like it's failing, it's third place, like that to him. He's the CEO. It's going to go back to him. He don't like it. He wants to get rid of it. Trust me. Just listen to me.
It requires very
Trying to tell
little
you how
effort
they
in
think.
comparison. And if you don't care about console sales or exclusive games anymore,
He doesn't.
why bother innovating in hardware? I'll admit, it's a great message for gamers. Who doesn't want to play their games with their family and friends on any device and any platform?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's more about like they keep confusing people because they don't have one direction. They keep changing directions. They don't have a simple direction. Sony's stuck with their plan. Even though, damn, I drank it too fast. Even though they cancel some things, but they don't change like that. They're not going to do that.
But that's
It's all
all
about
it
money,
is.
though.
It's marketing. It's style, not substance. Just because you say something, it doesn't mean that you can do it. And it also doesn't mean that you won't change your mind.
100% agree, because they always move the goalposts. She's right. Just saying, historically, if we go back, I can make a whole video of what she just said, saying, look, they changed again. They changed again. Yeah, they do. They always keep changing everything. They don't have a solid identity, and it's annoying. What she said about the marketing. It is soulless because it has no substance. Your soul is not in there. You're just using other people's success. Same thing with Steam. Yeah, you just keep grabbing all these things to make it think that it's going to make you better and more powerful. But it's the same thing over and over again if you catch on to it. Take the benefits, but don't think that it's going to change anything against PlayStation. It's over. You know what I mean? You have to tell these children this. I love the game, but I'm playing the game to have fun. But I do not think in my mind that Microsoft has a chance to beat Sony. I'm sorry, that's not possible. It used to be, but not anymore. Same thing with Nintendo. Dude, no, those days are over with. Like, what you should be worried about is what type of benefits am I actually getting? Not worrying about Sony, because who cares, man? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real. Like, at this point, yeah, dude, there's nothing Microsoft can do to not be in third place. It's just the truth. And anybody else that doesn't accept this yet, to me, you're just coping, man. All I'm doing is being real with you.
After all, Xbox has been pivoting a lot lately.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's me. And you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Well, it's pretty standard.
Remember when they talked about the importance of high-quality games, but then shut down the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush? What about games?
Facts. And all those people that were attacking me over the last video, it's like I was telling you, it's disappointing. I wasn't making up anything. So, you know, if positive news comes out, I'm getting on that. If there's something to slam, I'm getting on that. You'll still see me doing what I'm doing. We don't change over here. The difference is that Microsoft pissed me off when they jacked up the price to 80 and did all that stuff, because that was unnecessary. Because everything we worked on, they basically just dumped on you. You're not dumping on me and I'm sitting there. Do I look like a doormat to you? Nothing to happen. No, I'm finna slam you right back. I didn't go attack the Xbox community. I want to attack Microsoft. I can attack a corporation. If I can't, you're a bootlicker. Wake up. You're brainwashed then.
Game Pass. One of the defining features was day one games, and now there are tiers that don't offer the feature at all.
Yeah.
Last year, Phil expressed how $70 pricing could feel manipulative to gamers, and now he's on board with charging $80 for Outer Worlds 2.
Good call out. I respect you for that. Wrong games too. It's like that's not it. I would have preferred to, even though I hate Call of Duty, at least start off with that, because I said at least you're looking intelligent, because that makes sense, right? Whoever did that, she's saying Phil Spencer. She works there, so I'm gonna say that's an interesting call out. Interesting. I go back to Nadalia, but I understand what she's saying too, because he did say that it's manipulative. But then they go to 80. Who am I to defend that? That she's being right. That's just a good human point. Other than that, yeah, ain't no ass kissing over here. Right? Straight up. Same thing with Mario Kart. Bull crap. I call out everything. If they can't do it, the
From
hell
my
do you think you
perspective,
are in
the
last
Xbox
place?
strategy has been chaotic, so it's hard to say exactly what they'll do next. But assuming they stick with Xbox Anywhere, it's really left me wondering, will the latest announcement drive more gamers to Game Pass? Will they be able to convince gamers that the Xbox ROG Ally is a good idea? And what is
It's just a bonus device on the side for hardcore enthusiasts and for people that are fanboys and people who like the PlayStation 5 versus Xbox world. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't see a problem with somebody doing a bonus device. It's not hurting the gaming industry, you know what I mean? So I'm not against it. I have no problem with it. I'm not wasting my time with it, obviously, but yeah, what's wrong with it?
What's going to happen with the hardware and software teams that aren't delivering right now in the Xbox team?
Yeah, she's right. They are going to lay them off.
Are they going to get caught up in the layoffs that Microsoft just announced are coming?
Mm-hmm.
For context, let's talk about why Xbox started and how it played into the strengths of Microsoft. I was working in Microsoft Game Studios on Crimson Skies when the console talks started. At that point, Microsoft dominated the office, but Sony owned the living room and was taking a serious bite out of the PC gaming market. When Xbox launched, there were at least 125 million PlayStations available, and there was a reason for that. Gamers could just plug in the PlayStation and the games worked. They didn't have to worry about why that piece of software on their Windows system didn't play nice with the other piece of software and why their video card wasn't working or that they needed an updated driver. It was simple.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Well, the way they did everything in the PS4, like I said, they beat them and they outsmarted them, and then Microsoft just literally had a gun held at them and they turned around and shot it themselves. And I'm like, it's going to be remembered historically, and I don't think you'll ever forget it.
Thanks.
Of course, at that time, game developers actually listened to their customers and they would follow them. With all of these gamers going to PlayStation.
Yeah, before all the garbage came in the industry.
Game developers started trying to climb the hill of learning the PlayStation. And if they could do that, then they didn't have to worry after they made their game about testing all of those hardware and software compatibility issues that plagued the Windows ecosystem. It just worked. Microsoft could see this threat, so they jumped in and did what Microsoft does best. They took over an existing market by leveraging their strengths. They already had a fine-tuned system of execution at scale. They knew how to ship product, and they knew how to scale their system across a large team. Luckily, Microsoft had already built a game developer foundation with Microsoft Windows and DirectX. The message for Xbox was simple. With a hard drive, you could build your game once on Xbox or Windows, and it would just work. Of course, the problem was Windows was bloated. So without telling Bill Gates, the Xbox team removed the bloat and made a
that lunatic. Don't trust that guy. Evil scumbag. Behind the scenes. Appears to be nice.
light version to power the box.
I start to try to argue for this, why we can't have the normal version of
Probably yelled
Windows.
at you?
Bill doesn't want any of it. He doesn't want to hear it. He yells at me, he shuts me down.
We did everything
psycho.
we could to make the platform as attractive for game developers as possible. We even hired 50 game makers into the Xbox Advanced Technology Group to support the game developers. The ATG team collectively had made hundreds of games, so we were great at translating game developer concerns into changes at Microsoft. We did whatever it took, and this focus on developers, it was a game changer because we attacked one of Sony's biggest weaknesses. They did not have great developer tools or support or documentation.
Yep, and now when you look at the world today, from their point of view, they're like, now you're empowering Sony. They canceled all these games, but you just filled all those windows. They don't like that, trust me. And a lot of people do not. Now, from Satya's point of view, he's just trying to make business. He's not thinking of it that way. You see, that's the eternal, break between the Xbox team and him. He don't care about that crap. He just wants to look rich. He wants to be successful. So that's why I say that even though he thinks like that, but the gaming industry is a lot more complicated than that. And I know it does frustrate him in some of those ways because it's like, yeah, it's not that simple. He's starting to realize that.
Games sell consoles, and so in order to sell consoles, we had to win the hearts and minds of the developers.
I could see that Xbox had a chance of succeeding.
Yep, and if you have no games for your console, it's not going to sell. What's the point? And if you tell somebody you don't need it, you literally can't tell me you did not just dump on it and kill it even more. Remember when they said that? You don't need an Xbox to get a PC? Like, these are things that I don't understand, that it's just weird. Like, I've never in my life seen a company come out on its own market and say, you don't need to buy my product. It's like, what? What are you talking about? I've never in my life seen nobody do that except Microsoft. It's weird. The only way I see somebody saying that is if somebody in the back that took over said, get rid of this thing, man. I'm tired of it. It's getting on my nerves now. You know what I mean? And it's somebody who don't care about video games, or people who don't care about video games, just get the profit going.
We were listening to developers, and we were building exclusive, high-quality first-party titles. We knew that platform adoption requires proof. People don't buy your new hardware if there's no reason to.
Correct.
Definitely a problem for the new Xbox handheld. And it worked. By 2012, Xbox...
No, she's right, though. That's the thing that people don't think about. And even if you say you're going to add Steam, PC users are like, dude, I already have Steam. And then PlayStation users don't care. Nintendo users don't care. Only that small little community, because most people already left because they're tired of their shit. And I understand why. Yeah, only that small aspect is going to care. This is why I kind of feel sorry for certain people in Xbox, because I don't think they get it. Where it's like, guys, do you know how small your community is? 95, 96, 97% of the gaming community don't give a shit. They're done with them. Hardware-wise, yeah, nobody cares. Only the remaining corner in the Xbox world. And I'm sorry, but it's true. Because you could tell by the metrics. Have you seen the metrics? Like I said, that video didn't even hit 200,000. The video game industry is supposed to be full of, at least 2-3 billion people? I want you to factor in that. Just reality, man. They don't care. They're tired of their shit. This is the whole world, by the way. Not the small little community that I've been backing up and supporting, which I will continue to do, by the way. I have no problem with doing that. I have a problem with Microsoft. I don't have a problem with you guys. Even some of you that attack me, it's like, man, you know what? Whatever, man. Because I just realized some people, they just thought they don't know any better. You know what I mean? It's just how this world is, you know, in general. These corporations, man, they pull the blinders over people, and some of them just don't know any better.
Xbox was a multi-billion-dollar business, and they were a true player in the living room. Fast forward, and here we are. It's 1 year from the 25th anniversary of the Xbox, and it looks like they're abandoning pretty much everything that made the Xbox brand great in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can't sit here and counter what she's saying, because she's telling the truth, man. Like I said, I'm not fake like that. I don't attack good people. I don't attack innocent people. I don't attack people telling the truth. I don't care if it's something that I care about. And if people can't handle it, I honestly don't care, because I will not cater to somebody and ignore the truth. Hell no, that's the most important thing. Truth comes with freedom. Remember that. It ain't a lie. Stand in there as much as you can. Trust me, you'll be protected.
Let's start with the handheld announcement.
Just in life.
I've seen mixed reactions, and that has me really puzzled, because I don't see any reason why anyone would buy this piece of hardware.
I'm not.
Just like the original Xbox, it's built on Windows.
It'll barely sell. I'm telling you, it'll have this little initial burst and it'll just fall right off a cliff. Man, everyone's going to go back to doing what they're doing. I mean, that's just reality. I know this shit's going to happen. I don't even have to, even question it. It's also going to be too expensive. So, do you see what I mean? Consoles and people, dude, it's affordability, entry level. This is not that. As I'm saying, all they're doing is making luxury products where they can make profit off of. And outside of that, it's all about massive third party and getting that PC hybrid aspect going. Because that's where you're going to make a lot of money. This is not going to make them a lot of money. That's why, at least if they're going to sell it, you better at least make money off of it. I'm telling you the way Satya is thinking. Just watch.
Down version of Windows,
luxury products,
but it's still Windows.
Lower sales.
So this isn't something new.
Massive
and
third party.
Let me just admit my bias here. I don't like Windows. When I left Microsoft, I installed Linux on all of my personal systems, and I never looked back. Of course, as many pointed out after PewDiePie did the same thing, Windows is still needed for some games, so I created a dual boot machine for those cases.
Smart.
Incidentally, this line, the freedom of Windows, freedom? Windows 11 is forcing you to have separate accounts so they can track everything you do. Doesn't feel very free. And they are leaving a lot of their Windows 10 users behind because they require a chip to be installed on the motherboard in order for you to upgrade.
Creepy system,
Microsoft, you do you, but Freedom is literally the last thing I would use to describe the Windows operating system.
I like this woman. She's awesome. She actually tells the truth, and she's just honest with you. She's not fucking being a corporate bootlicker. Anybody that's mad at her, yeah, you're a loser to me. Like, no, man. She's keeping it real, and I like this shit. Hell yeah.
So given the Xbox was already built on Windows, I don't see that that's really a big selling point. But that's okay, because it's really about the games. Will it
Pretty
be
much.
Halo? Will it be the new Gears? Is there going to be a game so compelling that it drives me to adopt this new handheld?
No, because I'm going to have it on my PC.
Well, here's the problem. Xbox doesn't do exclusives anymore. Even if Xbox delivers a crazy, great game, Xbox Anywhere means that I can play that.
And listen to what I'm saying. What would somebody tell you on PlayStation? What would somebody tell you on Nintendo? What would somebody tell you on Steam? It's the same thing. 90-something% of the gaming industry supports platforms that have exclusives on them. Even if you don't like it, that's not the point. That's not what I said. I'm speaking facts here. You see? There's a difference. 90-some% of the gaming industry is supporting a platform where they feel like, yeah, I can only get this here, and I have my profile here. They're winning platforms. They buy stuff and they have exclusives. Even though people want to push that narrative, I get what you're saying, but that's still not how it works, though. I've told people PlayStation console can have no exclusives and they'll still outsell Xbox. But the fact that they do have exclusives, and I never said this before, helps them even more because it gives your brand power. You have a reason to look at the brand to be empowered. Look, guys, Microsoft has done everything to give their brand no power. They've done the exact opposite. It's everywhere. Like, no, you have no power now. Like, you literally are saying, like, when you stand on your own, the Xbox brand has no power on its own. I need all these, please, you come up, team up with me. Like, it's like, that's what I'm saying. The world's not going to respect that. And I'm just telling y'all the truth. Whether I do or not, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the world does not respect them. That's why they don't buy their products and they ignore them. They are now on the majority of people's ignore list. It's getting so bad, founding members are coming out. And I got to speak on it. If this was for any other platform and they're in the same situation, I'm doing the same thing. It just happens to be right here. So that's my thing. Yeah, why would I buy it when I can do this? Here's the same thing right now. Why did I trade in my Series X to my Switch 2? And I paid nothing. Because I don't need it. I have this and it's more powerful. I could do it right here. See, you're telling me I don't need the console. It's a perfect example. I literally feel that way 100% authentically, that I never want to look at an Xbox hardware again. And I don't even care. Like I would just, if they said you're a third party publisher, I'd be like, okay, cool. Good. Thank God. You know what I mean? Because at this point, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't.
That game on
I care for
any
y'all to get
platform.
Steam, but that's about
I can
it.
play it on Xbox or PC. I may even be able to play it on the PS5 or the Switch.
Yep.
So why would I buy the ROG Ally? And of course, delivering a killer game in a reasonable time frame isn't something Xbox is particularly good at right now. During the showcase, there were several games still in development that weren't even mentioned, like State of Decay 3, Perfect Dark, and Fable. And many of these games have been...
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I think this will be fine. This needs more time to cook. That's fine. They bought up stuff and have things. They're okay with that to at least have a solid to good game library. This is fine.
In development over 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
There's
I agree.
only one reason these games are behind. It's because Xbox has lost their culture of shipping at scale. They
Yeah.
don't have the people or the process in place that can ship. And it's a shame because they used to do better than anyone in the business.
No, she's right. They don't. They got rid of all that. That's why I said, because they're trying to use other people to manufacture for them and do the PC hardware. Then they come in and remove all these people out of Europe. It gives you the idea, yeah, they are having OEMs all over the place then. So you're not doing a traditional then. They let you know that right there in Europe. It says right here, they removed them. And they're pulling out of Europe. They're backing out. Restructured Xbox distribution across Central Europe, resulting in some Xbox operations ceasing. Stopping completely.
Recently, Microsoft announced that they were going to be doing layoffs. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to be the sales division, but I'm not so sure. I think that if I was working on one of the games
Hardware.
that didn't make the showcase, or if I was in the Xbox hardware team, I would be worried.
Yep, or developer. Yep. Straight up. She's right. Definitely if you're massively switching around, because then it's like them saying fired. All of you are fired now because we have the OEMs.
So there isn't going to be any killer game that drives me to buy this handheld. And that's okay, right? Because Xbox Anywhere means that I'm going to be able to play all my Xbox games and PC games on my handheld. And that right there could be a big selling point. Except it looks like that might not be the case. There's been some confusion on this point, but from what I can tell, pure Xbox is correct. You won't be able to play native Xbox games, only native PC games.
Well, yeah, it's not an official Xbox handheld. It's a PC device. You're doing the same thing you could do on PC. I can't play my backwards compatibility games that I had on my Series X. Like, that library is sitting there idle at the moment. But if they did that PC app update and they did sync them, I would be able to do that. And I have games that I did buy on there. But yeah, and I've been trying to tell people that. You have people coming in here saying you could do that. I'm like, dude, at this point, if you don't understand the difference between an Xbox console operating system, which is a light model of kernel, and the full Windows, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally the difference between a PC and the Xbox. That's it. There's nothing else to be complicated about this.
This isn't great, in my opinion. If Xbox Anywhere means I should be able to play all my games on the handheld device, then darn it, I want to play all of my games.
Because it's not of an Xbox. That's why I said it's stupid for them to say that, because it's like, it's not a console. If it was, it'd be bringing my entire console library with me. Period. The whole thing. If I bought Monster Hunter Wilds, Resident Evil, that's not on Game Pass. That should be coming with me because that's Xbox. But it's not. That's why I said it's a PC handheld device with an Xbox logo. Because Xbox means you would just have that console aspect. But no.
It's not just my PC games. Further on in the article, they say, let's hope we might get native console games in the future, but it's not something we're expecting right now.
It's not going to happen.
Think of the ROG Xbox Ally as a Windows 11 gaming PC with Xbox-specific features, because that's basically what it is. If you don't have a big budget, why not just buy a PC? They're not that expensive if you build it yourself, and you'll have Windows 11, just like the handheld, and you'll be able to play all of your PC games. If you want a handheld, skip the PC and buy a Steam Deck or some of
Switch 2 is way better because you have exclusives and games. I don't need that. I have my PC for this. What's the point? Unless you just want to do that. But if that's what you guys want to do, I'm not going to tell you not to. I just don't see the point of a Steam
the
Deck.
other handhelds with Steam OS on them.
All of these are just wannabe switches with no games.
So no Windows 11, and it's cheap compared to most of the handhelds out there.
I can do that on
and
my
that
PC.
brings up one other possibility to consider. Maybe it's price. Maybe Xbox and Asus are going to undercut the market by making this a very inexpensive handheld.
Yeah, Satya's going to say, make a hardware once again to make me look dumb again and lose profit. No, that's not happening. I'm telling you, he's done with that.
I personally don't think this is likely to happen. Remember, the Xbox ROG Ally is essentially a reskin of an existing product. Their cheapest version of the ROG Ally is around $600. I assume that both Xbox and Asus don't want to lose a lot of money on this new device. Asus is great at hardware, and I'm sure they have already done the cost reduction on the handheld.
Love Asus.
You see, with hardware, the post-launch plans are almost more important than building the initial product, because in hardware, the game is price reduction of all of the parts, because then you can make a profit in years 2, 3, and 4 of your console. The ROG Ally has already been through this process, so it's very unlikely the price is going to be the thing that they will be able to lower. It's unlikely to be the thing.
Definitely with tariffs, too. No. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense on any spectrum or scale, period. Doesn't.
That brings gamers to buying the handheld. The Xbox Anywhere message sounds great on the surface, but in reality, it's just marketing.
That's it.
It's style with no substance. Unfortunately, I don't think marketing's going to be enough.
It's not going to do
There's
anything.
literally no reason to buy this handheld. Obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away. I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this partnership is about a slow exit from the hardware business completely.
Of
Personally,
course.
I think Xbox hardware is dead.
Mm-hmm. If you're talking about
The plan appears
the
to
traditional console aspect, yeah, shit's over with.
be to just drive everybody to Game Pass. And let's be clear, it has a lot of value.
Subscription cloud service, like I said, massive third-party profit. It's the only thing that makes sense to be reasonable. If you have a console, to make it successful, it takes a lot.
I'm thinking that might be why they decided to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. The developers have been clear that they
No, why? So go massive third-party publishing and then nuke that before you even start on Steam? Before you even start on PlayStation with 80? Before you even like go out to get people on Game Pass? No. Stupid. So let me know what y'all think. Like I said, this is one of these videos where like I got to reply. I have to say what I need to say. I like what she said. She's actually correct. But we're going to see where this new plan goes with them. If they come out and surprise us and say that you guys are getting Steam, which I hope for you guys to get. And after that, I mean, there's not much else they can really do, to be honest with you. They've tried every damn corner you could possibly try. That's the last thing right there. After that, what else is there really to do? Nothing, honestly. At that point, just continue doing what you're doing. So you guys have a great day. Like I said, this is going to be a video where I'm sitting here promoting Microsoft. I'm agreeing with a lot of things she's saying because she's not lying. And I respect her courage to come out and go against a corporation like that. And you should too. All right, y'all, later.